Malacanang says it will make sure that former President Rodrigo Duterte will get a fair trial in the International Criminal Court for his alleged crimes against humanity during his administration's war on drugs. The former president is scheduled to make his first appearance before the pre-trial chamber of the International Criminal Court in The Hague, Netherlands on Friday evening Manila time. In a briefing on Friday, March 14, Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary Claire Castro says the Philippine government is no longer obliged to assist Duterte. But, citing Republic Act No. 9851, Castro says the government must ensure that due process is upheld, especially because the former president is a Filipino citizen.
After natin dala po ang dating Pangulo sa ICC, wala na po kamay o responsibilidad ang gobyerno kay dating Pangulong Duterte. Pero, base po sa RA 9851, bilang Pilipino, hindi lang dahil bilang dating Pangulo, si dating Pangulong Duterte, kailanganin din po natin ang gobyerno na ma-assure po, masigurado natin na nagkakaroon po ng fair trial. Lalong-lalo na po, Pilipino po ang dating Pangulong Duterte.
Republic Act No. 9851 or the Philippine Act on Crimes Against International Humanitarian Law, Genocide and Other Crimes Against Humanity defines and penalizes serious crimes. Duterte was arrested on Tuesday, March 11 under an International Criminal Court warrant for alleged crimes against humanity during his administration's war on drugs. He arrived at The Hague, Netherlands on March 12 and is now under the custody of the International Criminal Court. Former presidential spokesperson Roque was spotted on Friday, March 14 in The Hague, Netherlands, where former President Rodrigo Duterte is detained. Roque was accompanied by Vice President Sara Duterte as shown in a live stream on his official Facebook page. Senator Padilla is also in The Hague with them. During the live stream, Roque says they are trying to get access to the former president at a detention facility. Roque explains that they have filled up necessary documents requesting to include him as one of the legal counsels of the former president in the International Criminal Court proceedings. According to the International Criminal Court, Rodrigo Duterte says he wants his former Executive Secretary Salvador Majaldea to be one of his legal counsels in the International Criminal Court proceedings. Roque says that they haven't seen the former president since they arrived in The Hague. Roque is implicated in the qualified human trafficking case involving Cassandra Leong and others linked to alleged illegal activities at the Philippine offshore gaming operator hub, Lucky South 99 Corporation. He's facing an outstanding arrest order from the House of Representatives after being cited for contempt and ordered detained for failing to submit documents explaining the sudden increase in his wealth. Duterte arrived in The Hague on Wednesday night Manila time and was turned over under the custody of the International Criminal Court. Duterte will face his pre-trial on Friday evening Manila time before the International Criminal Court. Duterte is a subject of an arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court over crimes against humanity allegedly committed during his administration's drug war. Based on reports, the war against illegal drugs that took place during Duterte's presidential term claimed at least 6,000 lives. However, Human Rights Watchdogs estimated the death toll to be at least 20,000 as several of these were extrajudicial killings. Davao City Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte says that he has verified information indicating search warrants were issued against the residence of former President Rodrigo Duterte and his family. In a Facebook post on Friday, March 14, the mayor says the search warrants target the residence of his father of the former president, along with the homes of his siblings and his own residence. The local chief executive adds that this blatant act of intrusion into their private spaces raises serious concerns about the intent behind these actions. In a message sent to INQUIRER.net, Police Regional Office 11 spokesperson Police Major Catherine Del Rey denies the claims of the mayor. In the same post, Sebastian Duterte also notes that Police Regional Office 11 has denied that there are search warrants issued, but is still not convinced. Sebastian Duterte says the public has every right to question the truth after hearing inconsistent statements regarding the former president's situation. The local chief executive also says that even without official declaration, the current situation in the country is similar to martial law. Duterte was arrested at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Pasay City on Tuesday, March 11. He then arrived in The Hague, Netherlands on Wednesday night, March 12, and was turned over to the custody of International Criminal Court. The former president will face his pre-trial before the International Criminal Court on Friday evening Manila time. Vice President Sara Duterte is now in the Netherlands to meet with lawyers and seek access to the former president. Sebastian Duterte further says they are doing their best to bring the former president back home. Rodrigo Duterte was a subject of an arrest warrant by the International Criminal Court over crimes against humanity allegedly committed in the Philippines between November 1, 2011 and March 16, 2019. According to official government data, the war against illegal drugs that took place during Duterte's presidential term claimed at least 6,000 lives. However, human rights watchdogs estimated the death toll to be at least 20,000, as several of these were extrajudicial killings. Preparations are ongoing in the Senate for the impending impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte, including the fitting of robes for senator judges. In a message to reporters on Friday, March 14, Senate Secretary Attorney Renato Bantug says they began to coordinate with senators for the fitting of their robes. Bantug adds that same color and design of robes will be used with the ones worn during the impeachment trial against former Supreme Court Chief Justice Renato Corona. In a separate interview on Friday, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano says he is scheduled to fit his robe on March 14. Apart from the fitting of the robe, the senator discloses that there are active actions to prepare for the trial.
Individual and group, I know for a fact, but nireport nyo rin naman, diba, yung preparation to Senate President. But like my staff, we bought the new law books, we are updating dun sa rules ng evidence, CrimPro, and then may seminars na ongoing. No?
The Vice President was impeached by the House of Representatives on February 5, 2025. The articles of impeachment were transmitted to the Senate on the same day, but the upper chamber adjourned its session without discussing it. Senate President Jesus Cordero previously said that the impeachment trial will begin on July 30, 2025. At least 45% of the country's electorate are not in favor of the filing of an impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte, according to Pulse Asia's latest poll. Based on Pulse Asia Research's February 2025 Pulso ng Bayan pre-electoral survey, the poll body asked respondents whether they agree or disagree with the filing of an impeachment case against Duterte. 45% of respondents answered that they disagree with the House of Representatives' move, while 26% of Filipino registered voters agree with the lower chamber's move to impeach the vice president. 23% of the respondents expressed ambivalence on the matter. Only 7% of them are unable to state an opinion about the matter due to lack of knowledge. In the same poll, Pulse Asia likewise asked respondents whether or not they believe that the Senate will be fair as a court once it begins the trial. 35% of Filipino registered voters, or less than majority of respondents, believe that the Senate will not be fair when it hears the impeachment case, while 21% believes that the Senate will be fair when it convenes as an impeachment court for the purpose of hearing the Vice President's impeachment case. 33% are ambivalent on the matter. Only 11% of the respondents are unable to give their opinion due to their lack of knowledge on the matter. The survey was conducted from February 20 to 26, 2025. The lower chamber impeached Duterte on February 5, garnering over 200 signatures from lawmakers. The articles of impeachment were transmitted to the Senate on the same day, but the upper chamber adjourned its session without tackling the document. Senate President Jesus Cordero previously said the actual impeachment trial will begin on July 30, 2025. The Energy Regulatory Commission is directing the Manila Electric Company, the country's largest private electric utility, to immediately refund some 20 billion pesos to its consumers. In a statement on Friday, March 14, the Energy Regulatory Commission says the average refund is 12 centavos per kilowatt hour across customer classes. The refund, which should be implemented within 3 years, represents a difference between the actual average prices charged by Meralco and the highest allowable costs that consumers should have paid from July 2022 to December 2024. Meralco's franchise area covers Metro Manila, Bulacan, Cavite, Rizal, and select areas in Pampanga, Laguna, Batangas, and Quezon.